Scruffy Audio Network.
Hey everybody.
Hello.
Hi, welcome back to another episode of Literally Headlines. It's been a hot minute.
Thanks.
What does that mean? Thanks. Okay, I'm here with some new friends and one friend that was on one episode a while back. So do you want to introduce yourself, Hannah?
Wow, you stole my thunder. I'm Hannah. A fun fact about me is that I have 2 corgis and the younger one is not good.
He's not?
He's not a good boy.
I dog sat for Hannah this weekend, and I agree. He is not a good boy. He was bad.
He's super cute.
Both of our dogs are super cute, but I had to take them for walks, and one of them is old and a little bit larger, and he would just plop down on the ground and stop and refuse to go any further, and I'd be like, hey, come on, let's go. And he was like, absolutely not. I will not go any further. And this was after about walking for, I'd say, 2 minutes. We got to like the second house in your neighborhood. So it was very short walks. But
Well, it sounds like you didn't do your job well.
no, I did a very good job. No, it's okay. They're still alive. So we're good. And then my other friend here, Max.
Hello, Max here.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Was this a bad idea?
My fun fact about me is that a Cookie Monster is a Muppet, not a puppet, Audrey.
We were talking about this earlier. Apparently the Sesame Street characters are also Muppets.
Yeah.
I think
Which I was just informed about. And I found it shocking.
Just
but
educate yourself.
Max was upset with me. And
Everything Jim Henson makes is a Muppet. He's never made a puppet.
Okay. Calm down. I don't even know. What's the difference?
Not really anything.
Jim Henson made it.
So that makes it a Muppet?
Something about the hands?
Is it, do Muppets have hands and puppets don't?
No, it's because Muppets are living
Are we allowed to
creatures
say
and
characters?
puppets
It's
are
'cause Muppets
soulless
are-
vessels.
Because the
Muppets
green
are
dude
alive.
goes like,
What? That doesn't, nobody saw that.
but y'all did.
See if you can capture like the whoosh of the air from your hands on the microphone.
No, do
I'm not blowing into this.
Stop. I actually hate that. No. Enough. Okay. So, and Max is turning this into an ASMR podcast with his cookout drink. Okay.
You have water bottles.
Yeah, but I'm not just sucking into it right now. Okay. Moving on. There's been a lot of things that have happened lately that we deemed significant enough to talk about. Hannah, what was the most important thing that you thought has happened this year?
Well, the MCU got rid of Spider-Man, so that's terrible. So no one's really sure what's going on, because like Sony and Disney had a girl fight, and they're like, well, I'm not doing it if you're not. And then now Sony has Spider-Man or something?
Sony always has it.
Yeah.
Sony has always
but
had
it was like
Spider-Man,
they had
but-
an agreement with
yeah,
the
Disney was
MCU,
like
and the
allowed.
agreement is no more.
Yeah, they got in some dispute.
It's complicated.
I've seen all these things
It's
that's like,
complicated.
what's Tom Holland gonna do? He has no money. I was like, are you serious, Tom
sweet
Holland?
little
I feel
baby boy
bad
has
for
no
him,
money.
though, because, like, it wasn't his fault at all. And they're
Yeah.
like, sorry, you're kind of out of a job for a bit.
You're not Spider-Man anymore.
LOL.
New Spider-Man truly would be
We
like,
get Andrew Garfield back.
or they just have another guy. They start it all over again. It'd be the 4th time, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I would be annoyed.
They
That
start
would be
with
really
the same.
upsetting.
Yeah.
Has Tom
'Cause, like-
Holland, has he been in anything else lately? Has he been
He's
anything
in some
other than
new
Spider-Man?
movies. There's, like, an animated one, and then I think there's a couple animated ones, and then there's, like, a Chaos Walking or something.
He was in some movie when he was really young that I remember about the tsunami.
Yeah.
You know, it was like about a tsunami. And that's all I really know about it because I never saw it, but because I was really young when that came out. So I was like, scary.
Scary.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so scary.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Another thing that I thought was important, Stranger Things Season 3 came out, and I really liked it. Hannah thought it was the best season, though. Which I honestly, I think I might agree with her. I actually really liked it. So
I really liked the aesthetic.
Have you watched it?
I've not watched any Stranger Things.
Oh, you gotta hop on that.
I am a complete. I only watch normal things.
Like, what does that mean?
Yeah, no. What does that mean? Like, I want to know what that means because he's gonna say
He's just
something.
like, I only watch Mozart documentaries.
He's about to say that.
I only watch like
Muppets.
Muppet fighting ring.
Muppets
There's
Take
like
Manhattan.
it's like an underground ring where Muppets fight.
I only watch Jake Paul on YouTube.
That is my only source of culture. Just Jake Paul. Ew, I hate that.
I was lying. That's not true.
Yeah, but Hannah said she's gotten a lot of backlash because she thinks season 3 is the best season.
Yeah, I said that and everyone's like, oh my god, season 1.
Season 1 is good, but I just liked, it had like such a, I don't know, like a fun little quality to it. I did too.
Of this season.
Although now, more than ever, everyone's coming up to me and they're like, oh my gosh, do you know who you look like? That girl from Stranger Things. I'm like,
you look
yes.
like Mike.
Yeah, no, I think I look like Mike too. I see that more than I see 11, but everyone says it all the time.
It's like the hair.
It is the hair, and I think I dress kind of quirky, like a quirky girl would dress.
Like 80s?
Yeah. So, I guess that's probably part of it. Okay, Max. Max is just, like, staring at me so intensely.
What do you want me to... I don't know what Mike looks like. I've got a Mike.
Mike looks like Audrey.
Mike looks like me. That's all you have to think about. And then another thing we like to talk about is Old Town Road, Lil Nas X. He had the longest running hit song ever, right? 17 weeks, right?
I have no idea.
Okay, yeah. I guess I was
don't
watching it.
Keep up with Lil Nas X.
Yeah,
he
did.
With my little nasty.
He did, and it's really cool. And also, I played Old Town Road for my band director, kind of as
oh my god!
Yeah,
Had he not heard it?
No, he hadn't, and I kind of played it for him. I was like, a joke. It's a song. We could play this the band could play this.
Oh.
He really liked it.
Oh.
And he went and, like, wrote an arrangement for the band to play. And I was like, I was like, oh.
I bet everyone's super happy that you did that.
I know. Some people are mad. They're like, why would you do that? But it was so weird because he was like watching. He's like, I'm intrigued. Like, he really liked it. He liked it so much. And he put it in his development of rock and roll class.
Oh, well, what you have to understand is that the progression suggests G minor, but it resolves to G major.
I don't think I can
remember. Like that's interesting.
What? Wow. So smart. But he lost his streak. It's been taken over by the one and only.
Wait, what?
Billie Eilish. She took it over.
Intriguing.
Well, she took over the number 1 slot, so he's now number 3.
Who's number 2?
I think it's Senorita by Shawn Mendes and Camila Cabello. Cabello?
Oh my god, did you hear they're dating? No one actually cares, but they just say, oh, I care.
So, yeah, but they're liars, all of them. Okay. We're going to go ahead and we're going to jump into some articles because that's what we're really here. I can't stand you. That's what we're here for.
Don't invite me on your show if you don't like me.
So the first article that I have is from NPR, and it's about this guy. He's this big drug trafficker in Brazil, and so he got arrested, and he's serving lots of years in jail because he is not a good guy. And so one day the prison saw this like girl like walking out of the jail, and she looked like really nervous and really suspicious. So they were like, what's this lady up to? And so they went up to her and they realized that this was not a woman and it was somebody dressed up as a woman. And the guy was wearing his daughter's shirt and like clothes. And he had a wig on and a silicone mask.
Talk about wig snatch.
The guards like take it off of him and they're like, seriously?
There was a guy who tried to hide like a brick of cocaine under a wig going through
Seriously?
his
I saw
airport.
that.
Yeah.
Like, why would you think that would work?
A lot of money of
Like,
cocaine.
it was like he had like a small animal on top of his head. It did not look like
It was like a toupee, but it was just like there was a block and then there was some
You know, it's like the like conehead people from that one movie, and you're like,
yes,
there's nothing in there, officers. And you're just trying to walk by all normal. But it's like there's this like funny part where he's like taking off this like silicone mask, and it looks like something from Scooby Doo.
Yeah.
It's just like
Jane the Virgin. They're like, I was wearing a mask the whole time. I'm not dead.
What?
I had never watched those shows. So like, none of that made sense to me
Well,
at all.
The audience.
Sebastian,
You know, this is a
the
podcast
viewers.
exclusively for Jane the Virgin fans.
Yeah, did you not know
That's
that this
true.
is a Jane the Virgin podcast?
Team Michael or Team Raphael? Thoughts?
I've never seen that show. You're the only
That's
one
why
that's
I was
watched
Team
it.
joking.
Donatello.
That's why I was joking. Okay. Great. But I was wondering, what's your perfect prison escape? How would you get out of jail?
Perfect prison escape? I
If
would
you-
just walk out and leave. In a perfect world, I would not be in jail.
Shut up. This isn't a perfect world. You're in jail in this world. What are you doing? You have 5 seconds to decide. Ready, go. Answer it.
I don't know the answer.
There's not a correct
Max,
answer.
what about you?
This is what I do. Every day I go to the cafeteria and I get a couple toothpicks, not enough that it's suspicious, but I go back and I craft them into a lamp, and I rub the lamp and there's a genie.
The genie comes out. What do you wish for?
Okay, so my first wish is for the genie's freedom.
Okay.
How generous of you.
All right. Okay, what is this, Aladdin?
So now the genie's gone, but I show the guards, hey, I freed this genie, and they let me out for good behavior.
Wow.
They let me out in 4 years for good behavior. That was the stupidest build-up I've ever heard. Did you, just think about that?
Yeah, I thought you were going to be like, and I wish to become powerful.
No, that would be exploitative of the genie.
Oh, yeah, no,
Yeah,
you're already
genie.
in jail, though. You're already in jail. You're obviously not a good person anyway.
What if I was framed?
Were you framed?
By a genie, yes.
By a genie?
By a different genie.
Because I didn't free him.
I don't understand. This is such a roller coaster.
Me and genies have a complicated history.
Interesting. You want to elaborate more on that?
Do you live in an alternative world? I don't understand what's happening at all.
I'm beaming into this podcast from the 5th dimension.
Oh my gosh.
That's really cool.
I just expected someone to be like, oh, I dig a hole and then swim out. That's what I was going to say.
What kind of podcast is that?
Yeah, I was going to get some spoons.
The Diggy Hole podcast.
I would dig a hole.
Dig her out of there.
We just rate holes.
Maybe it could involve some fire.
We burn the entire prison down.
Yeah, except not yourself, because you need to get out.
Everybody.
You cover yourself in fire extinguisher, and then you're
escape.
immune.
In fire extinguisher. You cover in the red fire extinguishers. You just make a suit of fire extinguisher.
And then you're immune to the
Iron
fire.
Man suit.
And then you step over the ashes of a place that trapped you, and you're finally free.
I don't know what's happening at this moment.
You're out on Guantanamo Bay, right? You just burn the whole thing down. But you've got all these fire extinguishers, so you just use them to propel yourself across the ocean.
Perfect.
That's true. That's what's going to happen
And physics.
when I go to jail.
Oh my gosh. Okay. And let's move on from this, because this got so chaotic. Hannah, what do you have to talk about?
All right, so I have an article from MSN.com, and this says, the headline says, woman thought she had kidney stones but gives birth to triplets instead. Oh. I don't really know how she did that. I'm just still a little confused. I guess it's the kind of pregnancy that you can't really see it. And it said, she thought she had kidney stones because she was in a lot of pain, and she kept pushing on till Saturday, and she was in so much pain that all she could do was lie in her bed and cry. It hurt to move and even breathe. So she went to the ER. She was like, y'all, I got some stones and you need to pop these out.
Please.
And they looked inside of her and they're like, those are not rocks. Those are alive people. And so then she gave birth to them. She does not look happy in the pictures with the babies.
I would not be happy either if I was they were like, oh, you have babies now. I'd be like, excuse me?
So wait, hold on. If you have kidney stones, do you get big tummy like a pregnant person?
I think you can get a little pot
there
belly,
are
but
stories of people that don't know they don't have symptoms of being pregnant.
Yeah, because the baby's in the wrong spot and you can't see it.
It's super
stretching
wacky.
You out. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But there's those TV shows where I think there's one TV show where they reenact people that didn't know they were pregnant, and the woman's like, I took off my pants and there's just a baby in there. I was like
you didn't
what?
feel it coming out?
No, she was like,
she's like, what's that?
Oh, it's a baby in my pants.
Oh my god, Audrey, did you see this? It was something.
No,
it was something your dad got. Dad got sent. It was a TV show. I might not be allowed to talk about this. It was because it's not aired or anything.
Oh well, then I guess you can't.
Yeah, I don't know.
So no, I guess I didn't. It's secret.
Do you know what I'm about to say, Ben?
Ben, do we need to cut this out?
It's very, very funny.
Just don't say the name of the show.
What?
Just don't say the name of the show.
Okay. So there's this woman, and she is preggers, and she's in a car. They're with her husband. They're driving in the desert, and the car breaks down. Right. Mm-hmm. So they call over a policeman, and they're like, "We gotta get in your car. We gotta go. We're gonna have this baby." They get in the police guy's car. In the back of the car, there's a criminal. So this pregnant woman is in the back of the car with this criminal guy. Then the police car breaks down. And then, so the lady gets out on the side of the road, and so does the police officer. And he tries to help her deliver the baby, but then the policeman passes out. So the pregnant woman gets the keys off of the policeman's belt unlocks the car, gets the handcuffs off the criminal, and the criminal helps her deliver the baby. And this is all being acted out in the cheesiest way possible. This is a TV show based on a true story.
That's insane. That's a lot.
What an inspiring story.
Oh, you can be anything.
Follow your dreams.
If you're a criminal, you can be a doctor.
If you're a criminal, you can be a really good midwife. Speaking of midwives, do you think that anyone who's trying to push out kidney stones used the aid of a midwife?
Yes.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes, you just need it to, like, that support and to take care of it.
Maybe like a doula that just tells you to, like, keep going, you know?
You're doing so
You're
great.
doing so good. Keep breathing.
You're doing great, honey. Good job.
They make like an app that's like peaceful kidney stone passing. And it's like breathe and
Take a class.
All right. Inhale and exhale.
And there it is.
That's
keep
it.
it in a jar.
Listen
for
to literally
memories.
headlines the next time you're passing a kidney stone.
Oh my gosh.
We encourage all our viewers to get kidney stones so they can join us in this experience.
Yes.
Not viewers.
No
listeners.
thanks.
I will not be participating, but if you want to, you can.
Follow your dreams, just like the criminal did.
Oh my gosh. Max, do you have a story to share with
I
us?
do have a story. This is a story from ABC. Man wearing TV on head, caught on camera leaving old TVs on Virginia front porches. This man is my new idol.
Okay.
Nobody knows who he is. Nobody knows why he did it. He's wearing a TV on his head, and he's leaving TVs all over the place.
So just, do they work? Is he like, is that
They're
like
old. They're
is
like,
it a gift or is it not a good gift?
You know what that reminds me of? This one of my favorite parts of this article is the testimony from a homeowner who got one left at his door. I love these quotes. This guy said, "He wants to be known as the TV Santa Claus. I don't know."
Some people are clowning.
Oh wait, no. What's the quote about? Oh yeah. This guy says he's committed to his trade.
I don't get it.
Oh, I'm proud of him.
What makes you want to do that? Honestly, one night, if I'm like just losing it, I'll be like, okay, let's go.
That reminds me
what
of
I'm
that
doing.
guy, Cornbread. Y'all know who I'm talking about? There's that man who walks around and he's like, I'm going to take your lawn chair.
No, this is a
His name
homeless
is
man.
Cornbread.
He lives like near my house. And
Yeah,
his name's
he
Cornbread.
used to live
I
like
saw
near
him
downtown,
once.
and then he was like, I'm coming towards the suburbs now.
Yeah, he's very
nearby
violent
us.
too.
Pardon?
His
Yeah.
name is Cornbread. He lives near us. Maybe we'll see him.
Do you know where the name Cornbread comes from?
No,
I don't really know.
He's, like,
Probably the
violent.
bread made of corn.
he like will go up to your door and like yank on your door and be like, "Open it, give me money, give me money."
Yeah,
he's been arrested multiple times.
and he keeps like popping back out because they're all like petty, like thievery, and so he just keeps leaving after like a year.
I literally saw him walking around my neighborhood, and I was like, I can't.
Is he the guy with the trench coat
it.
and like has a bunch of bags?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah,
he
I
is.
saw him the other
see him
day
all the
on
time.
said road that I live near.
I can't do it. I can't.
I was like,
handle
"Hello,
cornbread."
sir.
That's a little. I think the TV man's different from cornbread because cornbread's only set out to like steal
Yeah,
things
he doesn't
from you.
give people TVs.
He doesn't
which
leave.
Is,
Yeah, he's
leave
not a
a
generous
TV.
spirit. They're yin and yang, really. These two.
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
that's exactly
no,
what it
TV man
is.
is leaving you a gift. Cornbread's taking your lawn chair.
Right. It's the
Just
law of
for
equivalent
fun.
exchange. Really.
Yeah. Cornbread
Yeah.
would take your old TV. I saw an old TV at a movie one time, but that's not really interesting at all, so we're just going to move on from that. I don't know why I thought about that.
No, let's talk about your old TV.
No,
Audrey.
it just wasn't interesting. I just saw an old TV. I was
we
like,
should
look.
practice Wu Wei.
I said, look,
harness cornbread.
it's an
and
old TV.
man.
It's an old TV. And then I went and saw a movie. And I came back and I was like, oh, the old TV's still here. And I was going to look at it, but I think there was like a hornet's nest on it.
Oh, that's super. That's metal.
That's
man.
And it was
funny.
really dark out. And I was like, what if it's like haunted and spooky and like
The
poltergeist
TV
and I get
is
sucked
haunted.
in?
That's the origin story of TV Man.
It's not,
It
is it?
attached itself to his head.
The TV is
It just
from
like
Poltergeist.
sucked
Yeah, it's like a head
him
crab.
into
and he,
the
and he put
television.
it on, like he grabbed this TV and then it just latched on and he got possessed to
It's
put
like a
TVs
leech.
everywhere.
And that's his origin story.
And if somebody picks up the TV that's on their porch, they become one of him.
they turn into
Oh
him.
my gosh.
That's actually getting spooky now.
Yeah.
I don't.
Any hypotheses for?
And when I put on the TV, there was hyper realistic blood on it.
Can we write this into a story?
Yes.
All right, I'll go get some paper.
Okay, we're doing this right now. Excuse me. Okay, I guess it's time for us to delve into some more serious topics.
Why are you looking at me like that?
I don't know. I just need your moral support. No one can see that you're giving me the heart.
Hannah and
That's
I will
right,
get in
it's
yang.
moral support.
Hannah will give you moral support, and I'll just stare at you judgingly.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, that sounds good.
I can't handle this. So recently, you've probably heard that there was 2 other shootings in Dayton and El Paso, and they happened very close to each other. And it's not really something that's new that's been happening, because I feel like we've talked about it all the time, because there's been more shootings this year than days in the year, which is kind of insane when you really think about it, and just absolutely terrible. And there wasn't, for the Dayton one, that was really like kind of weird for me, because I used to live in Ohio. So when my mom was like, there was a shooting in Dayton, I was like, that's kind of crazy, because there was places that we'd been to, you know? I don't know, because I read that the guy had all these different things, like all this different stuff that he like really like a civilian should not have.
Yeah.
Like his weapons were like very high tech, and he had a lot more bullets in his gun than he should have had. That he had like a lot more bullets left in his gun.
He had like a really
when he got
huge
shot.
magazine or something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then in El Paso, you know a little bit more about that for the reasons behind his shooting. Do you want to discuss that?
I guess this guy was super like right, like on the right side of the political spectrum, and very racist and very against immigration and all of that. So he did not live in El Paso. He drove a significant distance to go to El Paso because he knew there was a large Latin American population there. And so he wanted to hurt them and try not to hurt white people. And that's why he went to El Paso, which is the worst. And I guess that really ties into like racism and like what's happening in our politics today, which aren't really positive things.
No, politics are not doing very well right now.
Yeah, not a huge fan of that.
It's just a lot of there's a lot of bad things happening with that, and I don't know. You don't have to be super right and be racist. Like those things, do not have to be the same thing at all.
You can support Republican leaders and not
like
kill a bunch of people.
Those are 2 different things.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of like there's like Republicans that aren't preaching stuff like that.
Yeah, there's too much polarization and all of that.
Yeah, and too many people. Yeah, it's just like I don't know why you would ever feel like you should do that. That's just terrible.
Yeah. And the fact that so many people have like such easy access to things like that without a background check.
Yeah, it's there needs to be some more restrictions on what people can get and how they can get it. I don't know if you have any thoughts on this, Max.
No.
I can't look at we were talking about this though earlier. I don't know if this is what triggered it or if it's just been everything that's happened, but our schools have been super serious about safety this year.
Yeah, for sure.
Like to an extreme point where they're being insensitive sometimes to the students.
Yes.
Yeah, it's been kind of wacky. And, well, Max has a different experience than me and Hannah, because Hannah and I go to the same school. And for us, the teachers have to keep doors locked 24/7 during class. They're not allowed to keep them, like, propped open or anything. Even if the student goes to the bathroom, they can't keep the door open. You just have to, like, come back and jiggle on the doorknob. And
which is so annoying for the person sitting next to the door.
And it kind of, like, sucks for the students, because especially you're in high school, you should have more freedom to just go to the bathroom when you want to. You're not, you know when you need to go, and you know if you, like, you're usually not, a lot of students aren't just going to the bathroom to get out
now
of
we
class
have, like,
now.
an app that you have to fill out before you go to the restroom.
We have an app.
And it, like, it gives you a time limit and, like, where you're going and where you're coming from. And apparently you get in trouble if you go over the time limit, but, like, I haven't.
No, I haven't either.
I think the main reason is if there is a shooting in the school, they want to know where everyone is. Mm-hmm. And that's what they said the reasoning behind it, which I understand. But it's just, like, it doesn't make me feel any safer, so, like, what's the point?
Yeah.
You guys were talking about this, and I was like, that's crazy. Because, our school, it's a wide open campus in the middle of downtown with one cop,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Max goes to a different school.
Yeah.
It's like a STEM magnet school, so it's a little different. But
we got a unique campus. It's square in the middle of the city. It is, honestly, it's a low security school, and we have done almost nothing in my entire time there addressing, shooting
which
concerns.
is interesting, the difference. Especially our school had a lot of scares last year.
Yeah, we had 2 hard lockdowns. That were, like,
one of them was kind of a bad thing. There was a shooting at the place next to us.
Yeah, there was someone with a gun near us.
He shot it off, I think.
Oh, I remember hearing about that.
Yeah, but he shot... Like, he didn't shoot a person.
He didn't shoot it at a person or at school. I think he just shot it in the air.
Yeah, and so they heard, like, the bullet shots. And so it was right after school, and they had a hard lockdown. And, like, people were leaving, going to buses, and they shoved them all back inside in classrooms.
Ooh.
It was scary. It was no good.
That's probably part of it, too.
Yeah.
But we have, like, 4 police officers at our school now. And they're pretty intense this year.
Yeah, some of them are mean.
Yeah, they have been mean about keeping the doors locked.
Yeah.
I think it's just they were trained in this, like all the police officers got trained to do this, so they like are doing what they've been told to do. And I mean, one of the police officers told a teacher that didn't have her door locked that it wasn't his fault that all our students were going to be body counts.
Yeah,
which is
really insensitive.
Thing to say to a teacher. And they're very intense. But I know that it's for our safety, but it kind of makes going to school.
It's a little bit like a prison. Hopefully we get a genie lamp soon.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe Max's ideal will work. It makes it feel like we're not safe at school at all.
No.
Like, I don't feel safe there anymore.
Me
because even though, I mean, we have the extra
we have
security.
more safety measures, but it's just scaring students.
Like, it's like, why do we have to have all
and
these
it's also,
safety
like,
measures?
not that effective, I don't think, because I think if something were to happen, it would still happen. Like,
Yeah,
this isn't fixing anything.
Yeah, it's like a security theater.
Yeah, it's to make us feel safe, and it's not.
Because there's lots of ways people could go about doing something, and they would be able to do it just fine.
Yeah.
They could get in.
Yeah.
Which is terrifying to think about, because there's no way that we could prevent that from happening if someone decided to. We just have to hope that it won't happen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hopefully that genie comes sooner rather than later.
It is a difficult issue, though, because right now, I don't think the government really is going to be able to do anything, just because there's such opposing forces that no one's really willing to compromise on anything. Because I know that on the left side, they're just like, ban all guns. But then on the right side, they're like, never. They're like, no, we don't need any more restrictions at all. So,
Like, maybe have background checks so bad people don't have guns. But whatever, it's fine. I'm not in charge.
I don't care.
It's whatever.
It's
I
just
don't
kind
really
of funny
mind.
how, with all like the good guy with a gun, bad guy with a gun logic you see, you don't see as much support for background checks.
Yeah, it's really weird. They're like, it's either like no guns or we're gonna leave it exactly how it is. Which obviously
You
neither
need like
is
one
gonna
bad
work.
guy for each good guy.
Yeah.
Which I feel is like a huge problem with our government right now, is because people are so like sticking to their sides, you know?
For sure.
Like, they're not willing to view any other points of views. They're like, I'm Democrat, so I have to believe
more
these things, and
independent
I'm
voters, not
Republican.
partisan voters.
Yeah, that will just not happen, though. Because
Well, soon we can vote.
Because Thomas
Look out.
Jefferson messed everything
Political
up.
efficacy.
Dang it, Thomas Jefferson. Yeah, and me and Hannah gonna vote soon. I feel like we'll have higher political efficacy, whatever it is. But
I
also
think I'll
maybe
lose that
maybe
pretty
not.
quick.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Because right now we're like, yes,
We're like, yeah, we're gonna
but it
vote.
could just be us and people that we hang out with.
Yeah, that's true. Because
Yeah.
I think, like, our crowd is, like, more invested, but other people just follow whatever their parents believe.
Well, now that we've talked about some serious things, Hannah has something that I think is really funny to say, but also kind of sad.
It's funny and sad. So we're going to kick it off with this article about Iceland. So Iceland lost one of its glaciers. It was the first glacier that lost its status. And they had a funeral for it, and they made a memorial. And the president or prime minister, Prime Minister Katrín Jakobsdóttir, Icelandic is a weird language. Yeah, so on BBC, they had a funeral, and they all honored said glacier. And the image on the memorial says, Ok is the first Icelandic glacier to lose its status as a glacier. In the next 200 years, all our glaciers are expected to follow the same path. This monument is to acknowledge that we know what is happening and what needs to be done. Only you know if we did it. So that's kind of intense.
That is kind of intense. The only part I thought it was funny because I was like imagining all these people going out like,
yeah, people were probably like crying because the ice melted.
Which it's a serious thing, I know, but that just seems funny to me. I know.
Because it's not a person.
It's not a person, yeah. So it seems like they're like.
I like to imagine kind of like the open mic where people go up and they're like, I love that glacier.
Someone sings Frozen.
Yeah. That would be so funny if they sang
But it does
Frozen.
bring up issues about, environmental stuff. We really need to be doing some more for the environment. The whole turtle thing with the straws.
For sure.
That's important, but that's not the biggest...
Straws, foregoing straws is not going to fix the fact that our planet is getting warmer.
Yeah. And at this point, the whole straw thing kind of feels like just like capitalism creeping its way into activism, which is not a good
trend.
It's just a Visco girl thing.
It is a...
First of all, what do you need a metal straw for? Just don't use straws.
Yeah, you just don't need a straw.
Yeah, just
I spill
sip.
sometimes. I spill.
I mean, I'm sitting here. I got a straw next to me.
Audrey is
you sit here with the straw killing turtles at this moment. But I read somewhere straws don't even make up a large percent of plastic.
And most of it's like fishing nets.
Fishing nets. Which...
Jinx!
I was gonna say buy me a soda, but you have a soda, and I was like, he already has one, and it's not me. I wasn't the one that said jinx, so that wouldn't make sense.
We're doing a
That's funny.
You do like the punch them every time they say something. We're doing a podcast.
Oh my gosh. I just can't say anything the rest of the podcast. That's awful. Maybe it's good, actually.
Yeah, be quiet, please.
Okay, do you have another thing to say about Iceland's cousin? Neighbor?
Iceland's cousin, Greenland,
brother.
Is not green. It is icy. It's very icy. And you know who wants to purchase that pile of ice?
All that good ice.
Donald J. Trump. The man.
Those memes of him are so funny. They're like, Donald Trump wanting to buy Greenland. I don't know why it's so funny, but it just
I don't understand, like, what goes through one's mind, and you're like, I'm gonna buy Greenland. Like,
yes.
So last year, we, actually, we're in Iceland, and we were flying back to the U.S., and we flew over Greenland, and it was like a clear day, so you got to see it, which was super cool, but there's nothing there. There's literally zero. There are snowy mountains.
It is ice.
And they have, like, a person living in the whole country.
They said that about Alaska. And now look at it.
Okay.
Are you mocking Alaska?
I'm not.
She is.
Wow, she's anti-Alaska. Get out.
Get out. Alaska is America.
Anyway,
Canceled.
so it's
period.
According to Guardian, the headline is, "Why does Donald Trump want to buy Greenland?" And it says, for the president,
Does anybody know?
What?
Does anybody know?
It says, for the president, it is the real estate deal of a lifetime that would secure a landmass a quarter the size of the U.S. and cement his place in U.S. history. So he just wants to pull a Louisiana Purchase so he can be in the American pageant in a few years.
Can we go colonize Greenland, guys?
Sure.
All three
I
of
will
us?
not live in Greenland.
So is the plan to make it a state, or is it like a Puerto Rico deal?
I have absolutely no idea. He just wants to have it.
I want it to be a state.
I did too.
Yeah.
50. Oh,
No
but
taxation
51.
without representation.
I don't like odd numbers.
Yeah, that's
we
not
would
a
have
Well,
to.
then we'd
anywhere.
have to also add Guam or something.
Is Puerto Rico?
Puerto Rico.
Yeah, take one of them.
There's
And
a
then
push
make it
for
52.
Puerto Rico
But we
statehood,
can't
isn't
make
there?
it
Yeah.
53.
No, because it has to be even. So.
Well, we could do U.S. Virgin Islands
So there
and
it
Guam
is.
and Puerto Rico
So
and Greenland.
make us president, all three of us.
Yeah, I think we should have a religious oligarchy.
I think we should have a government where you're only allowed to be in charge if you've never held a leadership position in your life.
Yes.
Good call.
That makes the most sense.
Does
out of
me
anything
being
I've heard.
president of Science Olympiad count?
No.
Yes.
I said no. I've seen the Science Olympiad team. There's not a lot of them.
There's not a lot in Greenland either.
So you can take the Science Olympiad team to Greenland.
There we
my
go.
God.
I'll be the mayor of Greenland City.
Yeah, you can do science.
That's the best thing I've ever heard. Max has an article.
I do. This is an article from the Knoxville News Sentinel. Wait, hold on. Never mind, it's from Knox News.
We're not inviting
Those are
him
different
next
things,
time.
right?
Okay, yeah.
Knox News and Knoxville News Sentinel.
You can't come
This is from
next
Knox
time.
News. Headline: Time travel and clown dating. Why a Knoxville man is advertising these services. So, did you guys ever see these signs?
I didn't see them.
No, where?
I spotted one or two. So these were signs that started popping up around town. Mm-hmm. They look a little something like a yard sale sign. But they advertise such services as time travel and a clown dating service. I'll read you the clown dating sign. It says,
Okay.
#1 clown dating service, Knoxville-based, Clown Union International, TN216CZ. Call 865-214-6028. Stop playing games, start clowning around.
Is this like
Who
like
of
a
us
meme
is
thing?
the most likely to go to clown school?
I am.
It's definitely Max.
Oh, no, never mind. I said me, but it's definitely Max.
I'm feeling very clowned on today. We were talking about what Muppet earlier before the show. They called me Fozzie Bear.
That's true.
I said Fozzie Bear, but I see Kermit a little bit. But I really
Yeah.
see Fozzie Bear.
I want to make very clear, never in my life,
Maybe
and
you're
I
a
never
beaker.
intend to, have I ever said something with a hint of comedic intent.
Maybe you are Beaker.
Meep.
Meep. Phenomena.
Doo, doo.
Stop it. Stop immediately. What are we
But
talking about?
the clown dating
The
thing.
clown. Oh, the time
dating.
traveling thing.
Yeah.
So
I had a
you're in charge
substitute.
of that?
Hold on. I had a substitute. You know this man. He says that he's a time traveler.
Oh my god.
Really? Oh
He has
man,
an
I
excellent
had a
mustache.
substitute once who was like had a theory about the JFK assassination.
Really?
Yeah.
What is it? Well, I probably
Does
know
he have a
him.
mustache
Wait,
that's
yeah.
like
Does
and
he have a
a
mustache?
fedora?
I don't remember, but if he was talking about JFK, it was
He does talk
yeah.
about JFK, and he also talks about some like Alice in Wonderland's conspiracy theory. He always asks me. He'll call a roll and say, "Oh, Audrey Jones. Oh, do you know the Jones family in Florida?" I'm like,
the
how?
Jones?
How? Like which one? There's
Did he
probably
wear a
thousands.
trench coat?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
We're talking
the
about the
man.
same man. I bet he, like, I would not be
he started
surprised
that.
if these were his posters.
No, we know the guy who's behind it.
Do you?
Yes. Well, I don't know him, but they found the guy. There's an interview with the guy, not in this Knox News article. It's somewhere, but he's attempting to advertise his kind of like fashion brand called Dead Media ? Is that what it's called?
Don't ask me.
Wow.
That's
Everything's better
no,
when it's
not
dead.
at all. It's called Dismembers Only, but it's inspired by Dead
Dismembers
Media.
only?
Dismembers Only.
Like dismemberment.
Yeah, looks like I think
Like
right
dismember.
now he's only
Who's the
said,
most likely to find their limbs in a ravine?
my own limbs. How would I get to the ravine?
How would I find them if I didn't have limbs and they were in the ravine?
You flop
Are they
down.
are they
You
are they like
flop around.
cloned limbs? Like I still have my limbs, but then I see limbs in a ravine, and I'm like, those are my limbs.
You ask the genie to make extra limbs. You're
That's
like,
it.
can I have another pair of arms?
Can you put some limbs in that ravine?
They don't have to be mine. It's anybody's. It's not
No,
funny.
no, no,
It's
no.
so stupid.
Make the ravine a surprise. I don't want to know what ravine it is. I'll find them.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll find them.
Grand Canyon.
Okay.
Is it a ravine?
Yeah, is that a ravine? I don't know what a ravine
You're a
is.
Science
I'm not
Olympiad
gonna
person.
lie.
Is it a ravine?
I don't know. I'm not in
Yes or no?
geology.
I'm in
I'm in microbiology.
nerd.
You're a nerd
What
too.
do you want to talk about? Spores and fungus, nerd.
Nerd.
Yep.
I bet you were in Science Olympiad, Max.
No,
He's
I was a
in
TSA kid.
because he's a coward.
That also makes sense. You would be. All right, we're going to go into our last article here. And at first I thought that I didn't have a Florida Man article, but it turns out that I did.
man.
Because I forgot about
Do you
this
know
one.
the Jones family in Florida?
I actually do, yeah. I
Oh,
do.
okay,
I've met them
wow.
multiple times. But, so, it said, this is from Fox News, and a Florida man, was arrested because he was shoving steaks down his pants at a grocery store. $50.
Did he put
Like
them back,
shoving
or was he
how?
trying to steal them?
He was trying to take them, and he was really surprised that he got arrested too. He was like, I thought that they would just take the steaks back, but turns out I'm getting
They're
arrested.
bad now.
You know what?
Can't
I
just
I
put
would
them back in the
love
shelf.
if this guy was shoving steaks in his pants, and then he was going around on the town and leaving these steaks on people's doorsteps.
I think that would be really funny. And he actually had a steak As a face.
As a face, it was steaks.
And he would leave steaks
Steak face.
for all the good
Face
boys
the
and
steaks.
girls.
Steak face is the enemy of TV Man.
Oh.
They fight each other. Are we writing
Is
this?
Cornbread
Are we
the
doing this?
referee?
Cornbread is the villain. He's the other villain.
Yeah.
Or Cornbread's just there.
Cornbread is
the
ever
anti-hero.
present being.
Cornbread's the reason that I bring a baseball bat when I walk out to my car in the middle of the night because I saw him and I was like, "You're not today. You're not getting me. Not today. Leave me be." But I thought that was interesting. And then it just reminded me, like, what if this became one of those, like, internet trends? Because people were doing the ice cream licking and stuff. You just start going to the grocery store, you see people shoving steaks down their pants, like, shoving a whole, like, rotisserie chicken.
The steak pant challenge.
They like, strug a whole rotisserie chicken down their pants. They're trying to walk out the store, and they're like,
Oh my
"Sir, I
gosh.
see the chicken in your pants."
Hey,
like,
bro, you joining the hashtag meat fleet?
if this becomes a thing, Max, it's your fault.
It's the
because of
hashtag
the
meat
hashtag.
I mean, this is pretty well listened to. There's probably like 1 million people listening right now, so
Oh, yeah.
I bet
1
get it
million
started.
Jane the Virgin fans.
It's all the Jane the Virgin fans start shoving meat down their pants at the grocery store.
That's all that I want.
It's my goal in life is
Yeah.
to cause that kind of chaos. All right, everybody. That's it for our show this week. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for listening. Follow us on Instagram at Literally Headlines and Twitter at Literal Heads to catch up on when new episodes are coming out, some wacky content, just some fun stuff. Thanks for being on here, guys.
You're welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, Fuzzy
Oh, that
Bear.
was gross.
It was more
Alright.
polite than you have.
We're good.